Welcome back everyone to Poppin' Often with Lofton. In this gameplay, we're going to be basically talking about the pros and the cons of Fall Guys. Is it worth getting? I know a lot of you guys might have friends that are like, get the game, get the game, get the game. It's fun. We got to play. And a lot of you guys are on the fence of wanting to know if you should get the game or not. So hopefully this gameplay and this, I guess, review helps you guys figure it out. If you guys would like to have a free copy of Fall Guys, make sure we hit 35 likes on this video. The last video I said 20, but then I was like, you know what? Maybe 20 is a little bit too easy. So 35 likes on this video and someone will get a free copy of Fall Guys. And just real quick before we get into it, there will be a timestamp at the end if you guys want to just skip to the end, look at the pros and cons. But I do recommend that you watch it, not only because it helps me in the YouTube algorithm that you watched the video and liked it, but it also just allows you to get more information about the game before you do make that purchase or before you decide not to make that purchase. Also, it's a gameplay, you know? Enjoy yourself. Get some popcorn. I'm sorry. Let's go. And of course, if you like the video, make sure you subscribe because there's more on the way. There's more first impressions where I play games and just give you my initial thought. There's more, is it worth it? To let you know, hey, is it even worth playing? I put hours onto this game. Is it worth playing? My personal review. There's just going to be more gameplay stuff, having fun and stuff like that. Also, some more streams. There's just going to be a whole lot more to this channel, and I hope you guys are along for the ride. So we're going to be talking about basically the good, the bad, and the ugly, but I don't really have a particular order we're going to talk about them. The first thing that I do want to say, though, because it's happened this game, is matchmaking is a bit sluggish. The matchmaking is really sluggish, and it could be because there's no cross-platform. I don't know if they are going to get cross-platform, but the matchmaking is pretty sluggish at times. You can tell there's peak hours, I guess, sometimes, and sometimes there's not. But you can tell, like, that we're taking a little bit too long to get in the game here. And some of that could be to, like, people having slow computers or slow connections. But, I mean, even right now, we're not even in a full 60-player game. So that's one thing to really just kind of take into account is, like, the matchmaking might be a little sluggish depending on where you are because they need at least 40 players to start. Or at least that's usually what it says at the bottom. You need 40 players to start. So sluggish matchmaking is kind of bad. Oh, okay. I'm trying to talk and play at the same time, and it's probably not going to work well. So, I'm sorry. So another thing that you want to think about too is like throughout the seasons, I've bought this game in season 1. So I've been around for 4 seasons, and throughout the seasons, the game has gotten increasingly more difficult. So right now, this is the hardest season I've ever played. I've never seen maps this difficult. So when you get the game, know you're going to be in for a challenge. Yeah, you're going to get the game for fun. You're going to have friends and stuff to play with. But know you're going to be basically in for a challenge. Which is, I think, maybe why they added squad mode. It takes away a lot of the pressure of having to, like, win the game by yourself when you're with the squad that can actually win the game for you or with you. Oh, can I make it? Yes. Uh-oh, I might not actually make the... Can I qualify? Oh, yeah, I can qualify. So that's something to really kind of just think about too. It's like there is a squad mode for the entry-level players, can play with their friends, and you can go ahead and play on that squad mode and basically get carried until you learn the ropes of the game. This season is the hardest one that I've seen, so it's going to be a long time till you get used to everything, but once you get used to it, the game definitely becomes generally more easy. Now, since we were talking about the squads, I want to also talk about the matchmaking for squads. So squad matchmaking is in a way where you queue for a squad, and it'll start counting up, and I might actually have a gameplay of that, or like a little shot of that. I think everything isn't ironed out, and so it's not worth just jumping into because you're gonna probably get the worst end of the season because everything's not ironed out. They're doing a really good job at like trying to make it work. Of course, don't get me wrong, like it's still a good release, but look, this is what I'm talking about. You see what I mean? And then it's like, okay, I guess I gotta leave too. Because I probably will try to get in the squads for this replay, for this gameplay. But you'll squad up and they'll say, okay, 30 out of 60, 40 out of 60, and then like sometimes one person would leave with the group, and then it'll be what 36 out of 60, and then another group leaves, and so you're basically playing this game of hopscotch where it's like, well, I'm in, okay, one person, we're all leaving. I'm in, we're all leaving. We're in, all leaving, and it's such an annoyance to try to get into a game. Like I said, that could be an account to just players maybe not being in squads, or I don't know. I think it's just coming down to patience, honestly, because sometimes you're right there, you're at 55 or something, and it's gonna start, and then people just start leaving. So I think it just comes down to just a lack of patience. But I also think they should iron out the matchmaking. I don't think the matchmaking in Fall Guys has ever been solid. I think there's always just been flaws, so that's something to iron out. Speaking of ironing out, these are terrible segues. I apologize, but try to bear with me here. I'm gonna have a pros and cons at the end of the video, so make sure you guys, if you guys want to skip to that, go ahead. But I urge you to watch it, as I'm probably gonna say in the beginning of the video. So, speaking of ironing out, when a new season drops, just like any new content for any game, there tends to be a problem with like bugs and stuff like that. So you got to give them the benefit of the doubt. You got to realize when you're hopping into a game that has a new patch or a new anything, it's probably going to have bugs because it just wasn't tested yet. Some games have test servers, but I don't think Fall Guys does. I could be wrong. Correct me in the comments below if I am. But I don't think that they have a test server. So there are going to be bugs and stuff you just might not agree with and things that might annoy you because it's like, this is not working this way. I'm getting glitched out here. There's that. And I've seen a couple of them myself. And it ruins the experience sometimes when you're about to win or when you can win and then like something random just happens and you just kind of glitch out a little bit and it just kind of ruins your day. Oh my lord, are you serious? Is it like that? Another thing I want to touch on too is the fact that this game isn't really meant for solo play. What do I mean by that? This is a party game. So if you don't have any friends, the game's value degrades a lot quicker, right? If you've ever played like a community night or maybe a board game with your friends or just a card game, I don't know. If you ever just had anything with the community and you guys all play together, you guys would have noticed the fact that you guys have a lot of fun because you're playing together. You're playing with people that you like. No matter how many times you play it, it's fun because you're playing together. That's how Fall Guys is. Fall Guys is one of those games where you're having a lot of fun just playing with people. You're having a lot of fun being around players. If your sole purpose is to play this game, is to play alone, it might not be a good choice because the game will get old very, very quick. What do I mean by that? Well, the game tends to be really, I want to say it's kind of unfun after you get a taste of all the new stuff. Like, oh, after that excite factor goes away, it tends to not really be that great anymore. And you're going to have to then start playing with friends to make it feel better and stuff like that. Whenever I play with friends, it's a good time. Whenever you play with anybody, it's a good time. I guarantee you're going to laugh. It's fun. You're always going to have a good time playing with your friends. But you will still have the fact that, okay, what now? It's kind of like, okay, I already played everything. I guess I don't have to play anymore. And I think that's probably one of the downsides of the game is that it's so fun with others versus being by yourself. But once again, it is a party game. Party games usually mean you need a party to play with. So I'm not saying you can't play solo, but the fun factor and the value of the game just goes down. The replayability goes down with the game. I don't know why I just jumped there. What am I doing? The replayability of the game goes down a lot when you play solo. Can I get the? Oh, got the Shaquille O'Neal. Oh, a gold ball. Let's go. Hold on. He's going to the left. He's going to the right. Where you at? Boop. Oh, come on. He didn't even touch me. Give me that ball. Hold him. Why my teammate leaving? I got to get that gold ball. He would throw it that way. I'm sorry. Look, I really want to win. It's different when you playing solo. But he gonna score his own goal. That guy crazy. Okay, you gotta do the spinsies on him. I'm sorry. Okay, anyway. Yeah, it's definitely not as fun. Like if you're gonna stream or make YouTube content and stuff like that, I would say the game is still good even if you're playing by yourself because either way you're still basically socially interacting with others when you're playing the game, even if you're playing by yourself. And that's a big difference than just playing by yourself for no reason. Woo! Get it! Get the ball! I got him! Get the ball! All right. Are we winning? We're losing. Wait a second. No, we're winning. Okay, I'm like all at it. Okay, you got him? I got it. Okay, keep him. Yeah, hold him. Push him away. Hey, let's go. Okay. Anyway, I'm sorry that this took a turn. I didn't expect for this mode to be played. I hope y'all enjoying yourselves. So, yeah, that's one of the factors that I don't like about the game is that it's not that great. Yeah, I made you let go of me just to score. Mind gamed you. You guys are like, continue. I'm sorry. It's very hard to play in at the same time. But we obviously just won here. So I don't really have to talk. I really have to talk too much. But, yeah. I definitely think it just goes down when you don't have somebody to play with. And that kind of sucks. At the end of the day, though, there is really, really good replayability. What do I mean? When there's like, I'm going to just say 10. There's more than 10, but there's 10 maps. But the bright side is those maps get rearranged different ways. So you can play the same 10 maps, but you might not play the same 10 maps, if that makes sense. So map 1 is like A to B. Map 2, that's the same map. It's probably like A to F, you know, or like C to D. Like they're always changing, even though it's the same map. And I think that's really, really cool. That allows for a lot of replayability. That also if I win a crown on this gameplay, you know it's real. I've only won 1 crown, so I can't even say I've won one before. And shoot, let me try to get it though. I'm gonna try to be focus mode here. I'm sorry, but I gotta get. How did he just do that? I just gotta try to be focus mode. I'm sorry. I just want to win. I'll continue. Just let me win, please. Don't click out the video. Don't click out the video. Uh-oh. I don't think I'm winning. I don't think I'm winning. It's a wrap for me. Can I get pushed? Can I get pushed? Yes! Wait, can I do it? Can he make it? I should be doing the review thing, even though it's not really a review, because you guys don't really care what I'm talking about. Uh-oh, I'm not making it. Wait, wait. Can it be? Can it be? Can it be? No! Ah, it's the latency. It's the latency. I thought he was a lot further away, but he wasn't. You have to like jump and grab the crown or you missed. So I thought I could actually do it. That was close though. I like that. That was a pretty good gameplay. But you see, I could play 100 games and I guarantee I won't get to the last one that free. And that brings us to another factor that I don't really like, is the luck factor. There's a luck factor in this game that allows you to win and lose in the same respect. And if you're someone who's trying to get serious, if you're someone who's trying to become better at this game, you'll be very frustrated to know you're losing to players that get lucky, or you end up losing a round because you're unlucky, or just some random thing happens. So, I mean, that's just kind of another con that I don't like about the game. But anyway, we'll sum up the pros and cons right now. Alright, so some of the pros about the game is the gameplay. It's fluid, it's smooth. If there are bugs, it's very limited. You don't really see them, but there are in some cases, if you play enough, you'll start seeing them. But in most cases, it's a fluid, fun experience. It's really good for being able to play with your friends. Playing with the community or friends or whatever, it's very, very nice to play. It's a good time, it's great, it's always fun, and there's always laughs. It's just something to just kind of relax when you're playing with your friends. The other thing that I like about it is it's just really good personalization to your character. Does that even make sense? There's an interface that you can then win and basically customize your tag, as you see here. Then you also have theatrics, basically they're emotes. You have celebration emotes when you win. You have outfit colors and patterns and faces and uppers and lowers, and just, it's cool. And a lot of the, and also the pass is free. Like, come on, you get a free pass. And then, of course, there's a rotating shop that I think is really, really awesome. I'm actually going to buy this right now. Do I want that, actually? Oh, I want that, though. Okay, I'm sorry. There's a rotating shop. Everybody gets the same featured items, but only you get the regular items. So it's a feel of like, oh, I get this, but you got that. Oh, that's pretty nice. Like, you can share your experience of what you got, because sometimes I want what my friends got, and it's like, wow, that's bull. And I think that's really cool. Another pro to the game is the fact that all the maps, if you decide to play, so there's a show selector as you see, but all the maps right here, if you go to the main show and just do it, there's a whole bunch of maps that they have just on repeat, and they never really get dull because there's different iterations of all the maps. Now, maybe in the first Fall Guys season, there wasn't really, but now you can play the same map. You can play the map 4 times, but it'll be 4 different versions of that map. And I think that's cool for that replayability. Another cool thing is you also have a custom mode. You can kind of just play with people, or you can practice. I think that's really cool. They didn't have that before. That must be a new thing for Season 4, but I think that's pretty awesome. Now on to the bad. Well, the matchmaking. I think the matchmaking is slow. I think the matchmaking doesn't work at times, especially in squads. They never really could find 60 players, and I think that would be fixed if they just add cross-platform. There's a lot more players around, but I think the matchmaking, when you're ready to get into the game, it's a little sluggish at times. Not all the times, but you can definitely tell when peak hours are and when there aren't like a lot of players on. You know what I mean? You could definitely tell the fluctuation of players. And a lot of that could be attached to some of the rounds just being longer, so that there's more players in those rounds that can't fill those spots. But even then, that just seems like there's a lower player base. So I don't think that's the case. I don't know. I just think that matchmaking is just not fleshed out all the way. Another bad is like sometimes the games are based off of luck, in terms of like, oh, you were able to get this lucky like grab on my tail in one of the games. So there's a game called Tail Grab, and I've been grabbed in one of my videos. I didn't highlight it, but I noticed my tail was grabbed and the dude wasn't even next to me. Like, what is that? Right? Now, that could be luck or latency. But I'll just say it's luck and just not talk about the latency of the game. There's a lot of misfortunes that happen. Your character will spaz out and fall over the place no matter what happens sometimes. And it just doesn't feel fair because it takes a lot of time to recover to get yourself back up. And that's something that I think is part of the game. It's not really a flaw, but it's an annoyance. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have a problem with it, but I know a lot of players do. And if that's something that like really frustrates you, where it's like you're basically paralyzed for a second, it's a flaw to you. But I just wanted to mention it because it is there and I just didn't want to leave it untouched. And last but not least, there may be more pros and more cons, but these are just kind of the main ones that I wanted to highlight, of course. Last but not least, definitely grabbers. So people can grab you and push you off. That's not necessarily, that's a player thing. That's not something that, like, it's in the game, it's a mechanic, it's meant to do that. But if you're somebody that wants to just play the game and you're trying to learn and you're trying to get better and you're just wanting to play the game and like learn everything and just do your own thing, it's kind of hard if people are pushing you and grabbing you and tugging you down. Like, it's very annoying, especially because sometimes that is what separates you from a win or a lose of that round, is if you get pulled or pushed or whatever. And once again, I don't think that that's something that they should take away. I'm just saying it sucks. It really sucks when you're about to win and someone just grabs you. And I know in squads, it's going to become way more prevalent because it's 4 players. So just kind of as one little final screen over here. This is pretty much the pros and cons and just my final thoughts about it. I think if you're going to play solo, it's not really a game worth getting, especially because of the hype factor. Like I said, fine, wait till you can have people for sure to play with, because that's probably going to be the main goal. If you guys are tryhards and you literally want to get at everything and you like the way the game is, by all means. But if you're getting it and you're not a tryhard and you just want to get it because everybody else got it, you're not going to be playing it much by yourself. I promise you that. And I feel like that's probably the main factor of what would stop a lot of players from buying it, is if they have a group to play with or not. Do you have a group that you always hang out with, or is it just one random friend or one random group that's just like, hey, get it and we can play? And I would say if you are the type of person that has, like I said, a stream or a YouTube, or you guys have like a game night and you're always playing with the same people, definitely worth getting it. So that's my final thoughts there on it. If you have a dedicated group or a dedicated community or dedicated hangout, we just do game nights and stuff, and get it. It's worth hopping on board for. If it's you're solo and you're just getting it because of the hype factor and because every now and then you can play with people, it's not worth wasting the money on it, especially at the start of the season because there's a lot of bugs and whatnot. Just wait till the season gets ironed out. Wait till everything is good. It might even go on sale, and then get it when it's on sale. So if you guys agree with me, let me know in the comments below. If you guys disagree with what I said in this video, let me know in the comments below. Either way, I'm curious to hear what you guys are going to say, and I want to respond to all you guys. That pretty much sums it up. If you guys like a free copy of Fall Guys, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe as well. If you don't subscribe, then you're not going to be eligible. So make sure you like and subscribe. If you don't like the content, of course, thumbs down. I'm not a bigot. I don't even think that works. I don't mind if you thumbs down. That lets me know that I'm doing something wrong, and I want to try to create content that you guys like. If you guys want to see more gameplays of Fall Guys or any other game, make sure you stick around on my channel, and of course look back in my log, because we're going to be making a lot more gameplays, a lot more first impressions, a lot more is it worth it. We about to do it big, and so I hope you guys are there for the ride. But you guys know what I always say. Thank you guys for what? Poppin' often with Lofton.